Oh boy, here we go. And we are live, baby. I don't know yet how to make the music play while I'm listening, so for my own entertainment, I'll listen to my own music. Oh boy. All right, well, no one's in here, so I'm just going to talk in case somebody comes back and watches the VOD later. But we are here live. I have time before class today. I have to leave here at class starts 2:30, so probably 11 or 1:55, 2 o'clock probably. I have to be leaving the house. So I have about 3 hours, and I want to stay up because I just got out of work an hour and a half ago, and I'm trying not to fall asleep and take a nap and waste my day. And I thought, I've been trying to balance creating content while still getting on top of my scouting because I've been slacking recently. So why not combine the two and just work through it? I am mad, though. I don't have another USB outlet for my wireless mouse, so I have to use the stupid laptop one. But before we get into anything, when I was at work, I was listening to the Draft Dudes Locked On NFL Scouting podcast. They went over Mel Kiper's new mock draft, and I just wanted to go over it myself because something pissed me off, and I'm probably going to clip it from this live stream VOD and just post it to my YouTube channel as an actual YouTube video after I get done with this. Because I need to talk about the pick that he had put on there for the Buffalo Bills, which I'm not logged into my ESPN Plus on my laptop, so let me just pull up my phone. All right, here we go. So, no surprise, Caleb Williams, number one, Chicago Bears. I know there was a big talking point between Jaden Daniels at 2 with Drake May at 3, which that is the perfect situation for New England if that's the case. Because, I can see Jaden Daniels working in Washington where I couldn't see him working in New England just because Dan Quinn has worked with so many different guys in different kind of team settings, including at Dallas, which I think Kellen Mond is now the OC at Washington. I don't actually remember who their OC is now. Not Kellen Mond. What am I talking about? Kellen Moore. Kellen Mond. I got Kellen Mond on the brain because he's going to UFL, apparently. Kellen Moore. Oh, no, he's for the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Who is the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders? Oh, it is Cliff. Yeah, so that makes it even more. I think I like that even more now that Cliff is the OC for Washington. I think Jane Daniels would fit better there than he would at all in New England. So I think that's probably, if I was going to do what I would do mock draft, I'd probably do it this way, even though I don't have Jane Daniels anywhere close to Drake May when it comes to grade. It's like a 10-point, 11-point jump. Oh, God. Just splashed my whole face. But yeah, so I'm not opposed to that. Even though people are lower on Drake May for some reason than I am, I don't understand why. I saw the Colin Coward guy say he's not a first round pick because he struggles with processing and stuff. But he has to look at the offense he was playing in and how he executed that offense that they were asking him to execute. It's still, he was doing the best he could with what he was given, especially with the lack of weapons. I was never really a Tez Walker guy even before he had the terrible Senior Bowl. But regardless, I just don't know where Drake May hate's coming from. Arizona, Marvin Harrison. I do like the J.C. Latham pick. Okay, so I personally don't like the Chargers going tackle at let me just make sure my mic's working. My mic is working. Okay, cool. I personally don't like the Chargers going tackle just for the reason of they already have a tackle. They have a guy who in Sawyer that worked well as their right tackle previously. And they have other guys like Trey Pipkins that are on the roster that could play right tackle, even though maybe not the best. But Sawyer did play good at right tackle when he had to. So I don't really see why you would take this 5th overall pick and burn it into a position you don't have a major need at. So I really like Brock Bowers here. But if you're going to go tackle, actually, let me just double check this because I don't know. I both like and don't like this pick. Because like I said, I wouldn't go tackle here, but if you're going to go tackle, J.C. Latham is my highest graded offensive lineman in this draft class. So I can see this. Except I like him more as a guard. He did play right tackle. So a lot of people are going to be like up in arms about this, about like why you have J.C. Latham at number 5. I'd be totally fine with the player at this pick, but to play guard as opposed to tackle. Now, if they're drafting to be a guard and having Sawyer at right tackle and J.C. Latham at guard and then running that run-hey offense set, oh my God, Harbaugh wants to run, then I can see that. But I'm not that upset with this pick, except that I'd probably have to be Brock Bowers. Odunze over Neighbors, I don't agree with, but I can see the Giants wanting to go with that style of receiver to pair with Daniel Jones as opposed to someone who can take the top off of defense. They have Hyatt, who they just drafted, who's that downfield threat kind of guy. So even though Neighbors is much better than Hyatt, I do see why they'd want to go with this type of receiver over like another guy who they may see as redundant in that role. So I could see Odunze going there over Neighbors. Alt, I'm not the biggest Alt guy, but I do know he's one of the better tackles in the class. I have Alt. Looking at just pure tackles, who I think could play tackle, I have Fashanu above him, Fautanu, Fuaga, then Alt. But Fuaga and Fautanu, Fuaga is the same grade, and Fautanu is only half a point higher. So I could be fine talking to having him be O tackle, true offensive tackle too. And those other guys I could see also playing guard, whereas all the thing is a pure tackle. So I know Tennessee Alt is kind of like it's kind of chalk, but I'm not mad at it. Dallas Turner, he's my current edge 1, I think. He's a point behind Latu, but I'm fine with that. They're both like knocking on the door of top 10 players in this class. Neighbors, of course, to Chicago. That would be you running to the podium. Brock Bowers to the Jets. I didn't really have the insight until I watched the Draft Dude podcast that like the Jets wanted to go to tight end in their draft themed videos they put out, the War Room ones afterwards. So not really gonna argue with that one. So I mean, I don't hate it. And then we got Jared Verse, J.J. McCarthy, Byron Murphy. All right, let's just skip to the part that I want to clip to make it to this video because this is what pissed me off here. I need to double check since no one's here anyway. Let me just double check the surrounding stuff. So after Malik Neighbors goes at 9, Verse McCarthy. No. Nate Wiggins, Graham Barton, Latu, Guyton, Mims, Morgan. So Keon Coleman goes at 26. Brian Thomas. And Xavier Worthy. Okay. So this is where I had my big problem. And this is what pissed me off earlier while I was at work listening to this. Or reading this myself a little bit as well. Was number 28. He has the Buffalo Bills going Brian Thomas Jr. See, Mowgli even disagrees with that. He is mad that he did that. You should be, Mowgli. As a Buffalo Bills fan, you should be pissed that he had Brian Thomas Jr. at 28 to the Bills. When prior to that, like the big 3, we know we're not going to get the big 3. We know this. And Keon Coleman going 26, that doesn't really move the needle for me either. I'm not the biggest Keon Coleman guy. I have him higher than Brian Thomas Jr., but I'm still not the biggest like Keon Coleman stan, even though I am higher on him than some other people I know personally that have done some draft grades. But I look at this, and after Brian Thomas Jr. here, the only other receiver drafted in the first round is Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs at 32, who I'm also not particularly high on. I'm still higher on him than Brian Thomas Jr., but still. And so this is what Mel Kiper writes for his decision why. With Gabe Davis likely to sign elsewhere, free agency, the Bills have to find a number 2 wideout this season or this offseason. The draft might be their best opportunity to do that. I don't disagree with that so far. We're in simpatico so far. The draft might be the best opportunity to do that. There might be 6 or 7 receivers taken in round 1. You have 6, I think. Yeah, because Coleman, Thomas, and Worthy are the other back half 3. Thomas, who played mostly outside receiver for the Tigers, caught 68 passes for 1,100 yards and led the FBS with 17 touchdowns in 2023. At 6'4", he has a stellar combo of size and speed. He also has great hands. I don't know if I totally agree that his hands are like fantastic. Let me pull up, before I continue, let me pull up my Brian Thomas Jr. Sheet. I have him as a 3rd round pick, so I don't hate the guy. I definitely could see him going like day 2, and even if you wanted to prioritize size, highway speed, but I'll get into that in a second. Yeah, I think, okay, I'll agree with him that his hands are pretty good. The best way to take Buffalo's offense to a new level is with an upgrade on the other side of Stephon Diggs. Yes, okay. I agree that receiver is a need for the Buffalo Bills, specifically an outside receiver, and I'd love it if there was a speed option because we could tell that last year we were struggling to win down the field, and like specifically that Chiefs game, we were so woefully missing Gabe Davis being the guy who can win downfield and win in contested catch situations. Like you had Trent Sherfield dropping passes that Josh Allen was diming him up down the field, and you just want to maximize what Josh Allen does good as a quarterback, which is be accurate down the field, have a strong arm, extend plays, allow you to get one-on-one matchups, stuff like that. So I totally understand why you would want to go Brian Thomas Jr. here, because he's a height, weight, speed guy with some nice hands, and he excelled as a number 2 receiver in LSU. However, if you're going to be using a round 1 pick on a receiver, you want him to be somebody who not only can be your number 2 this year, but can also develop into the number 1 so you can eventually move on from Stephon Diggs. I'm getting a little heated. I can't listen to music while I'm getting pissed. So I don't really think that can be Brian Thomas Jr. He only had really 1 year of production, and that was as a number 2 receiver. It's not like he was the number 1 guy on LSU that you're going to draft and have him slot into number 2 and hopefully bet on the upsides. But really, what you're getting Brian Thomas Jr. is just like souped up Gabe Davis. He's a bigger body guy who wins downfield and stretches the defense, but he struggles with route running, and that's what my biggest issue with him is that like he struggles with separation because he isn't the best route runner or doesn't have the most agility or burst in the short intermediate field. So then why would you draft him in the 1st round if he's not going to offer you much upside? Like you wouldn't trade a 1st round pick. You wouldn't draft Gabe Davis in the 1st round knowing what you know now about him as a prospect. There's a reason he went in the 5th round or 4th round. Like he's just better Gabe Davis, and that's not what I want for this offense. Maybe you want a contested catch guy, but you already have some big bodies in Kincaid and Knox that can do that for you. You know, and you drafted Justin Shorter last year, who was basically like proto Gabe Davis. Like I made a whole video about how he could be the guy that replaces what Gabe Davis gives you on offense when you have to eventually pay Gabe Davis, which is what's happening this offseason. It's going to be an issue like that. So I don't get it. And especially what actually pissed me off a lot, not just because it was a receiver I wasn't particularly high on and don't have nearly a 1st round grade on, it's because I just got done watching Cameron Kitchens' film. And I loved that man as a safety prospect. Now, there are some issues, and I'll get into that in a second, but like if you're a team that when you draft someone in the 1st round, you're expecting them to be in your plans long term, at least 5 seasons from now. And yes, maybe Stephon Diggs is not going to be your number 1 receiver 5 years from now, maybe even 3 years from now. But do you really think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be able to develop his game and add more nuance and different phases to it within that 3 years? Or is he still going to be just a big body deep threat that is going to be like, is he going to take over for something? I don't think so. But you look at a guy like Cameron Kitchens, who like, so when you look at the Bills' needs, it's wide receiver, interior defensive line, plus like depth DNs, but you're not going to draft any of those in the 1st round. And safety, because you have Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer who are both over the mountain or over the hill, and you're going to need those replacements. If you're going to draft someone in the 1st round pick, you're going to burn a 1st round pick here. Oh, Mowgli, please. Then you need to get somebody who's going to be speaking of John Baker, okay, cool. I'm ranting currently about why the new Mel Kiper mock draft, the Bills taking Brian Thomas Jr. If you're a Bills fan, you need to be absolutely pissed because you can get, if you're trying to replace Gabe Davis with a guy who's like Gabe Davis, why would you burn a 1st round pick on somebody who is like slightly an improvement when you get like a guy like Javon Baker in like the 3rd round? Right. I really think Javon Baker is very similar to Gabe Davis, and Brian Thomas is like he's better. He's a better athlete than Gabe Davis is, but like he's basically the same thing. And you have guys like Cameron Kitchens and Johnny Newton who weren't in this first round draft at all, or this first round mock at all, who filled the needs of the Bills, like interior defensive line and safety, and they're going to be needed to go further and impact. You don't have a one tech right now as the Bills. All you have is Ed Oliver under contract. You know Johnny Newton's kind of undersized and stuff like that. You rotate enough guys into three tech, you make them work. Yes, and yes, Javon is a little smaller and more athletic. I agree. It's not a perfect one-to-one comp, but from what you're getting from Javon Baker is what you would want to get from a guy like Gabe Davis. Like he's still over 6 foot, is more athletic. The whole selling point for Brian Thomas Jr. is like he's 6'4" and super athletic, and you want to be able to attack and take the top off the defense and still have a big body on there. Like Javon can do that. And you have a guy like Cameron Kitchens who's a great run defender, for a free safety, like copy-paste starter right away. It takes great running lanes, a great playing the ball, especially in the zone when he has eyes on the quarterback. Like you could draft that guy at 28, and he's your permanent free safety starter and Micah Hyde replacement, so you can save money there for 5 years. And you have Jordan Poyer under contract for 1 more year. You can kick down the can down the road 1 more year to try to replace him. But no, let's draft a 3rd round receiver in the 1st round just because he's tall and can run fast in a straight line. But it has the same issues as Gabe Davis, where it's like he's not good when it comes to short intermediate routes. I am personally a Javon guy here. Javon Baker, I watched his tape after the Shrine Bowl and Senior Bowl because we're talking about him on that live stream. And let's see where I have him personally graded. Oh, would you look at that? Wait, nope, wrong person. Where the hell? Oh, here he is. Yeah, I have him graded higher than Brian Thomas Jr. I personally think he does more when it comes to route running with the ball in his hands and overall as like an all-around receiver than a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. So you could draft a guy like that in the 3rd round, even regardless if he shows a good 40 time or not, because I still think, first off, I have faith that Javon Baker's going to run a good 40 time. But at the same time, you're just looking for a guy who's a big body who can attack downfield, and Javon Baker showed he could do that at UCF. Whereas Brian Thomas Jr., I have Javon, so Javon Baker I have as like a 2nd round guy right now, or like a late 2nd, early 3rd round grade. So I don't know, it just pissed me off. And like Johnny Newton, even though he's not like a direct need because he's like a 3 tech, it's ridiculous that he's not in this 1st round mock at all. I think it's because he's undersized and there's injury concerns. But also, like, I don't know. If I'm the Bills there, and there's like you also have like Troy Franklin on the board. You have Xavier Legette, who could be the height, speed guy, even though he's not as tall as like you originally thought he would be. And they like said he was 6'3", he's like 6'1.5". Like there's so many guys the Bills could have taken there besides Brian Thomas Jr. in different later rounds. And like because like after that, only Xavier Worthy goes. It's like what. There's so many other guys. Like if you want to Stephon Diggs replacement, take Jalen Polk, who is like literally like the copy paste Stephon Diggs, maybe some with less athleticism. It's just insane that he hasn't taken there. I don't know. I've totally become an anti Brian Thomas Jr. in this draft cycle because I'm not with the consensus with where he is as a prospect, which is normally fine because I'm constantly with. See, I disagree with that he's not developed. The Bills can't make him want to be a better route runner and can't make him want to sit in front of the jugs machine. Like they can provide these things for him, and he did get better from where he was at UCF because I watched his tape coming out of UCF when he first came out, and I think they've actually developed him pretty well. Like even within just that first offseason camp, he was doing stuff that you didn't really see from him. Post camp, I just think he hit his ceiling. He's like a good number 2 receiver that you're going to want to use as a deep threat, but at the same time, like he's not going to be your number 1 guy. You need someone who has that route running to accent him. That's what the issue with the Bills was or when they tried to make him number 2, when they stopped bringing guys like Emmanuel Sanders, like Cole Beasley, who could be that opposite side of the field route runner and just rely on Gabe. They're like that's how the Bills like to run their offense, was having their two receivers on the outside be able to run equally as good of routes, or just like on the same tier level, like be route running type of guys to accent each other. Then you have a deep shot like Gabe Davis, or a big bodied guy in the slot like a Dalton Kincaid or Gabe Davis when he was the third option. When Emmanuel Sanders was here, when Cole Beasley was here, when John Brown was here, you had guys that could run those routes and they can mirror it on the play on both sides of the field, or have guys they could trust to win with routes on both sides of the field that corners had to respect. And then you had the over-the-top deep threat that Josh can always peek at. But when they tried to make Gabe Davis that number 2 guy who can win with routes, it just wasn't his game. And that's why he was so inconsistent, was like, if you went up against teams that had 2 good corners that could take away the short to intermediate, all Gabe had was just go deep, go deep, go deep. So, I mean, if you're an offense that, yeah. So, but Shakir didn't get any play until later on the season, mostly because he just wasn't, first off, he was a liability in run blocking. He finally figured that out, so he was able to get some more playing time, which shouldn't really be an obstacle for when you're looking at receivers. But I also think he was like kind of, he was a decent route runner for what the routes they asked him to run at Boise State. They just more or less in college, to his disadvantage as a pro player, knew he was a great athlete and a returner. So they were like, just get the ball in his hands. Let him do what he wants to do. Get him on some drags, get him on some screens. And then really ask him to develop as a route runner. So it took him a while to the end of the season there to where he could be a consistent contributor. And then Gabe was hurt. So then it wasn't really like you had all 3 guys working like that. So if Gabe came back for this year, I think they would have that situation where it's going to be Shakir on the outside being that other route runner, and then Gabe going back to his traditional third role. But they were anticipating having Gabe take that next step and be that number 2 guy to Diggs, and Shakir can continue to develop for when Gabe finally leaves. But Gabe just could never do it, whether it was because his hands were shaky, he was hurt, he had an ankle injury 2 seasons ago, or he was just incapable of developing that. So if he goes to a team that utilize him like that, like if he went to the Chiefs, like the big rumor is, or like to the Bucks and they use him in like that Mike Evans role, I think he could do fine. The Chiefs especially, because I think they have that route runner and Rashee Rice, and they don't really have a downfield threat. Like they used Justin Watson for that, and like he's fine. He's fast, but he lacks the size, and there was a reason he wasn't as highly recruited as like a guy like, or highly drafted as a guy like Gabe was. And you don't really hear him all that often. He's very inconsistent. Like his over-under on receiving yards per week is like 20. If I do think if you have 2 options ahead of Davis as your in a receiving game, he can thrive better than if you ask him to be the number 2. Yeah, because they couldn't trust him to catch the ball half the time. Like I would go to live games, and he'd be wide open on like a deep in. And I think there was the one game against Denver where it went off his hands. And even though he wasn't a speed guy, he was still able to like win and stack corners down the field. So it wasn't like, that's what I'm saying with like, if he went to the Chiefs, he would be better than what Justin Watson's currently doing for them. Because like, yeah, he's fast in a straight line and faster than Gabe, who I think he ran like a 4.5, maybe. Let's see, combine numbers. He ran 4.54, yeah. So I mean, even though Gabe isn't like traditionally fast, not that 4.2, 4.3 kind of speed, his big game was like he would win downfield. He'd win on deep crossers. He'd win on deep posts. Like there was a thing that every year he was like 99 overall grade by PFF on deep posts, and then like he'd always be the best receiver on deep posts specifically because he can win downfield using his size, using his ability to know how to get open over top of defenders. So even if he doesn't have the speed, he could do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like if he goes to the Chiefs with Rashee Rice, who's that more route runner type of guy who can take away the number 1 receiver and can be that constant open option, not, also Travis Kelce there who can be open in the short to intermediate, and you allow Gabe just to thrive on deep posts, deep crossers, go routes, stuff like that. That's where he does his best work. So that's what I think anyway of Brian. That's what I think why I don't think the Brian Thomas Jr. pick is good. Because you have a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. who's kind of underbaked when it comes to his route running. And while he's definitely going to be faster than Gabe Davis was, because I think he's a better athlete, and he's slightly bigger. I think he's like an inch or two taller. It's just like you just get bigger, faster Gabe Davis when that's not what you needed to succeed last year. Now, if Shakir can do better, that's fine. But I would not want to bank my entire offense on Khalil Shakir developing as a fourth-round guy who was originally like a return specialist, gimmick touch kind of guy into this number 2 receiver type. And even then, you want to draft someone who, even if they aren't like right away going to be that Stephon Diggs replacement, are going to be it down the road. That's why you don't burn a first-round pick on a guy like that. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, is this past year, outside of Daquan Jones, who was out because of injury, you had your defensive line rotation was pretty healthy. Like, you had Ed Oliver, Linval Joseph came in and did admirably. At the end, you had AJ Epinesa, Von Miller, Greg Rousseau. You had guys that were coming in and playing well. Now, I do think Von Miller should be better next year when it comes to you being another year removed from the ACL injury. Like, Trey White is significantly younger and hadn't had a major injury like that, and he still wasn't the same when it came to the playoff game against the Bengals. And then to start this past season, he was back to being old Trey. Now, it didn't last very long. Yeah, well, that's the issue, is Von Miller did nothing. He was healthy, but he did nothing. And that's what I'm trying to say is, like, it took Trey an extra, like, couple months. Like, even though people can come back from an ACL injury in under a year now with modern technology, it's different. Like, you can come back from it, but you're still not confident. You're still not fully strengthened on that knee. And they play timid. They play cautious like that. So Von coming back from the ACL, being as old as he is, it probably was going to – he shouldn't have come back as fast as he could. And he probably will be – I would bet money. I would buy Von Miller stock right now, because I think being another X amount of months removed from that major injury, having a whole offseason to put confidence and pressure or put strength back in that leg, being as high of a competitor as he is and as big of a leader, I don't think he's going to have another season where he's just like totally ineffective. We're another year removed from the injury, removed from all that weird drama that happened in the offseason with his baby mama or whoever the hell it was, his girlfriend that like he was getting in a domestic dispute with. All this crap happened, and he's trying to have to play through it, get back into playing shape after his injury. He was even admitting on his podcast, like, I want to rush back. I want to get back for week 1 against the Jets. And they kept prolonging it. They kept kicking the can down the road. And it was like, well, fine, we'll let you play after like 4 or 5 weeks of that. And it was still too early. And then now he's going to have to try to continue to recover while still battling through it, playing. It's not really indicative or inducive of healing faster and getting more confident on it. I do think now with some just off-season time, he should be able to get back to where he was. Maybe not exactly to where he was, but not a total liability on the field that he was out there. And they'll need him because AJ Epinesa is a free agent. Leonard Floyd's a free agent. I forgot to mention that's another guy who's in our defensive rotation. Yes. I opened it up because I wanted this live stream talking about the Mel Kiper mock draft, because I was pissed off about it and I was debating making a video. And I was like, well, if I'm going to rant about it on stream, let me just clip that out and make it a video. But I was planning on watching some more 2024 tape. Let me just get it up. I'm debating. I'll let you in the chat decide. I have to update my Liam Eichenberg grade. Not Liam Eichenberg, whatever his brother's name is. Tommy Eichenberg. I have to update that grade because I only have 2 2023 games on him. I've also been looking into some more of the offensive tackle class. I think who did I have queued up before this? Yeah, I have a bunch of offensive tackles and cornerbacks queued up. Safeties I've been starting to look at, like I watch Cameron Kitchens. So let's make the options either Tommy Eichenberg, which is just going to be like 1 or 2 games of that just to update the grade, or we'll try someone complete out. Oh, actually, I think we could do that D tackle from Texas that's in this mock. I forget what his name is. Oh my god. Oh, Byron Murphy. I think we'll do Byron Murphy because that's gonna be fun. If he lives up to what I've been heard about him. So let me pull him up real quick. Tavondre Sweat weighed in at 366. At least he's consistent. Oh, boy. This will be my 4th D tackle I'm doing in this class. I have been slacking a little bit. I haven't done as many as I would prefer. But we're going to... That's the whole point of this stream, isn't it? Just to start knocking out some more guys. Got to get his info up. I'm probably asking my laptop to do 1,000 different things. We should just close this out. Second heaviest defensive tackle ever, if that stands. That's crazy. I know there's like some 400-pound D tackle for Florida. Every time you watch Florida's defense, you can't not see him. Here's the tip. Don't exit out of the stream, dummy. Who the hell is Ted Washington? $61308. It's kind of smaller, but I've heard he's really compact, so that kind of negates that a little bit. I'm worried to see how long his arms are. And these are the combine measurements because they're already updated on their website, which is nice. Usually you have to trust whatever the hell the fucking team says. All right, cool. Let's see what kind of film we got. Back to us. Percent. There we go. Can I make it? There. That's exactly what I want. Let's watch some Byron Murphy. And then we can make it. Let me pull up the stats real quick just so I know what I'm looking at. I like that he's a shoot junior. That's encouraging. All right, so chronologically, the first game is going to be against Alabama. 2 total tackles. That's it for statistics. He's number 90. Yeah. Even though these are cut-ups, I always have to check that because sometimes they fuck it up. All right, here we go. So is he? Let's see. Oh, he's on the nose. I would have thought they would have him at a 3 tech. Well, I guess they're running a 3-4. I like the power in the first step, but he doesn't even really look for the ball at all. I think that was kind of a set though, maybe to that motion because they have him immediately bouncing to the other gap, and this guy crashing the gap might be because of this motion, especially because he's pointing it out. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. We're gonna have to type you. It's gonna help a lot. All right, so we're already seeing he does look fucking absolutely diesel. Well, he's 6'1", but he looks like he carries that 308 really well. Issues of hands. Yeah, that center has no opportunity to fucking prevent that shed. It's kind of fucked over by his other DN getting blocked into him, but total control of the hands, rips through. Nice eyes on the running back. Okay. We're in the 1 tech. What number is JC Latham? I think it's a 65 for that right tackle. The 1 arm rip. Nice. It's a nice pass rush. I like it. Hurried to throw a little bit. I like it. Let me see the tight end of that. What the fuck was he doing with his right leg? He immediately went down to a knee. Yeah, I don't think he'd be a 1 tech. I mean, obviously he's only 308, so that doesn't make sense. But I'm saying these double teams are routinely they're putting him over the nose, which is dumb. It's like reminds me when they put Ed Oliver over the nose at Houston. Having a guy who's 308 as your 0 tech is not smart at all. I do like the hands. It's extension, gets eyes in the backfield, but can't really find the ball. Is it double team help at all? No, it's really just going to the linebacker. Yeah, he doesn't find the ball in the slightest. He should have eyes on it right now. Maybe he gets thinking that the quarterback has it, but it doesn't even react to the running back going by him. On the other side, he'd have to fight to the block, obviously, but still. And that was one of his 2 tackles in this game. One-on-one. As the guard gets chipped. I mean, that's not terrible. He's not getting buried. He can hold his own strength-wise, I think, with interior blockers. Definitely. I don't know what he was doing on that one. Might just be a contained thing. There we go. Some nice get off. Rip and run through those arm blocks. Like, yeah. Immediately, he has a pass rush plan, which is just going to be shooting that gap. Because he has the linebacker looping through, trying to open up the A gap for him. Keeps his legs moving. The linebacker runs into his own guy. So, hard rip, run through the contact, beats, splits the double team. Yeah. Forces the quarterback out. So, the designed pass rush pressure call wasn't even the one that forced him to roll out. That was all him. So he has the guard taking over on the double team. I see. Yeah, not the best when it comes to the core strength. Like he isn't getting absolutely bullied by like these combo blocks, but like he's not able to fight through. Like I loved watching like Jordan Davis, and that when that year he came out, oh, it was fantastic with the amount of core strength he had to fight through these kind of like double teams and stuff like that, or those combo blocks. He would just bully the fuck out of them. Just another double team. Not many people can fight through that like that. You're just getting immediate double. Ooh, I liked that. Let me just make sure I liked it from the other angle. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Here we go. So far, what I'm picking up on this is going to be strong pass rushing presence who has the strength to hold in the run game, just not the best when it comes mentally to processing the running game, using his eyes consistently. So first step, boom, hands on, has a plan, chop, swim, gets taken down by the left guard, but yeah. They're only rushing 3, so I guess that guard is able to come over, but fuck, if you're rushing anything more than like a 4-man rush there, he's absolutely dominating that. Like he's either beating that center clean or that guard coming over is leaving a man open to rush you. Like they're able to double 2 different guys here. But if they were going to still double this guy, he's just winning this and getting a sack immediately. It's a nice play. I forget I'm going to be watching Jalen Milroe play quarterback for this game. He's the most bipolar player I've ever seen. Okay. I think he was in on that tackle. We get the good. Oh, yeah, here we go. I like that. It's from this angle specifically for this play alone. I don't like that he drops to like his knees. Like I get that it's like a leverage thing maybe because like that center's not gonna be able to push him back. He fights through. I mean, it's one way to beat the double team, I guess, but yeah. Gets low, fights through, makes a tackle. That's a nice play. I think he does use leverage well. It just sometimes you don't, like, what do you want him to be on your knees? Like, that's a pass rush rep. You're just not effective at all. So you have to hope that it's going to be a run player, be like an obvious running down. Here, actually, let's change the name of the stream now because I'm actually watching. There you go. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I really don't like that they're only letting him rush from like not only, but like the majority of his rushes are going head up on the center. Regardless, he is kind of bullying the center. Like, isn't this like that McLaughlin guy that like is he draft eligible? I don't think he is. I know there was a thing about how he hurt his leg or something. He came in for like one snap. Seth McLaughlin, is he in this draft class? I don't think so. He is a senior, so maybe. I don't know. Whoever it is, like he's not noticed for a bunch of awards and stuff, but like whoever it is getting absolutely bullied by Byron Murphy. Hey, again, rip, feet running. Can't complain. So the different pass rush moves he's shown has been that rip, club swim. I'm sure he has a bull rush because his hand power has been pretty nice so far. Wait, full screen. Yes, there we go. All right, speaking of the devil, talking about bull rush, that right guard looks weirdly like skinny, or the left guard. I mean. Yeah, just really good leg drive. This guard is doing a good job boxing him out inside the pocket, but he's collapsing it. The other guy comes screaming in. I don't know if he's like, I wouldn't call it like a pass rush win, but it's definitely condensing the pocket. He's not getting his ass kicked. Oh, we got like a looping speed rush here, and he misses the sack. Fights through it on the twist. Oh, damn. Unfortunate. That would have been a really nice highlight. Really good pressure though. I like that shows the ability to feed the outside stunter. And he's clearly a good athlete. I just think he's more burst than speed. Does he show up at all and then it's gonna have this? No, I don't think so. A little spin move there. Nothing crazy, but keeps backing that right guard up. Hmm. Nothing really happened there. Nice use of hands. Moving laterally too. Like he gets out of his stance quick to move laterally. It's not like he's able to get into the guy first. Shifts, gets on the guard. JC Latham's just an absolute mammoth. I don't know if that's him running himself out of the play. Let's see. No, it's a design thing because he's already moving out of his stance. He doesn't get. The only thing you can use that for is to say like he doesn't really get bullied. Another stunt. I think when he's coming out of his stance and working vertically, he's good. But I feel like once he gets like stuck on after his first rush move doesn't work, he needs to work on a better faster activation of his secondary like counter move. Let's get a tight angle. That reminds me, I thought Ryan. Well, that's great. He has surprising amounts of power against Alabama for a guy who's only 6'1", 308. Like, I keep saying, like, oh, yeah, he's a powerful guy. He's the D tackle, and everyone's highly rating him. But, like, I think I'm underselling the fact that he's 6'1", 308 as the combine has measured, and he's still able to handle power like this. Like, he's bullying that center. He's whoever the center is. I don't know if is the center in the draft class. Let's see, combine list. Because he's just kicking the shit out of him. That's not what I wanted. There it is. Yeah, like it's Seth McLaughlin. M. He's not invited to the combine, so either he sucks, or more likely than that, he's going to be back at Alabama. Oh yeah, he's going to Ohio State. Huh. He's transferring to Ohio State. Wonder if he got coerced with some illegal recruiting tactics. Regardless, the new center for the Ohio State Buckeyes is getting his lunch ate by Byron Murphy. Not really anything here. Like he good hand use, I guess. I don't know what to take from that snap. All right, swim. Ooh, all right, okay. Good eyes. Okay, yeah, that was just solid. I can't tell if this is something he was supposed to like. I don't like. He's already moving laterally here. Maybe it's because he saw the puller. That's fantastic awareness. If it's because he was supposed to attack the center regardless. Swims over him and then follows the puller to the running lane. I'm going to err on the side of that's what he meant to do. That's fantastic. That's a great play. Like, heads up, use a swim to get past him. Center falls over like a dipshit. Fights over and makes tackle. That's crazy. All right, good eyes. I mean, that's just kind of tough. Is sometimes these D tackles are just told like, "Hey, if you're not gonna win the pass rush, just get your eyes on the quarterback, especially when you're playing a guy who's as mobile as Milroe, and just be kind of this contained player." This is also a reminder Jermaine Burton is him. Another guy I'd rather have than Brian Thomas Jr. in the first. Fine, looks for the running back. It's another play where it's like, okay, he was playing the run first. Good eyes and power. I'm not going to overanalyze that one too much. Ooh, I hope that was him. It's kind of hard to tell with the wide film. Yeah, nice QB hit. Nice play to throw out the whistle. Not worried about pulling up too early, especially when a guy who runs like that. Spins off, finds space. Nice burst. Can't complain. Another double team. Can't really take much from that, especially when it plays over as fast as it is. I want to see him bully the shit out of the center again. Oh my god! The only way he can handle him is with the double team. And I think Alabama's website was saying like the center hat was like up for awards for like best offensive lineman and shit. That'd be great. It's crazy if it is true. It's really hard, especially for interior guys who like they are asked to play the run first, and you're like, oh, why didn't they win the pass rush rep? It's because like they weren't pinning their ears back and rushing right away. It's like it's kind of hard with that. Where you want to see is them get eyes on the ball and actually start reacting to where the ball's going. In the pass rush, it's more so like playing quarterback spy after if you're at that point because you're not going to win with like a secondary move like that. In this though, it's like you're on the opposite side. Where do your eyes go immediately to find the ball? Which he does a good job at. Oh, that was the last play. First viewing. I do like him. Let's see. Let's go through the process here. So we watched him against Alabama in 2023. Flexibility. He did have that one rush from the outside, but he didn't really bend around it. He is on the more athletic side with the burst and stuff like that. So I'll give him a higher bid on that. Versatility. He played in the zero tech for half of this, and still held his own against that center. But I don't know if that's more so he can play a lot of different roles, or if that's just that center sucked. But being 6'1", 308, I'm gonna err on the side of him not being able to really play that one tech, zero tech style, and be more of that 5 tech or 3 tech DN or DNDT. Run defending. There was that really nice play where he worked across the entire line of scrimmage and fought through with his hands and his eyes. So I do like that. There were other plays where he struggled to get his eyes on the ball and fight back through it and locate it before it was already past him when he could make a play on it. So I'll give it a timid grade for that. Pass rush moves, he had a couple up in his bag. He won with a decent bit. Different moves with it was the rip and run his feet. He had the club swim, which made that one guy look like an idiot. He won on the outside in that twist. He was able to burst through and beat the tackle to the quarterback, even though he didn't get the sack here. I do like that. I think he has a bit of a bag. He's definitely explosive. I'll give him that. When he's working both laterally and vertically, he gets downhill quickly. He can get out. Motor-wise, he's a big boy. There was some, I don't know if he was just gassed or what, but there were some plays where he was kind of lagging behind. I didn't really point him out because you don't really want to dog on him too much. Oh, football IQ. Let's see. He was good once his initial move was stopped up. He was good with readjusting his eyes and looking back and finding a guy or finding where the ball was and reacting in the proper way. So I don't want to knock him too hard on that. I do think he's probably on the smarter side when it comes to it. Hand power definitely has that. Lateral mobility, I'd say, yeah, I'd give him that, especially after like a couple of pass rush reps and the run defense play I was talking about where he scraped across the top. He showed he's able to get down the line of scrimmage pretty well. It's just going to come down to his conditioning and his motor, stuff like that, to fight through that. Core strength, I do think, is a bit of an issue. He was getting bullied by these double teams, and he had to drop down to one knee to get the leverage win to be able to fight underneath them. So while I do think he showed some fight with that, I don't know if it's going to be a big bonus to his core strength. I think he's not going to be able to play. And that's one of the big reasons why I think he's not going to be able to play it. The 1 tech or 0 tech lead they had him playing in this game. So we'll give him that grade. So far, after 1 game launched, we're at a 2nd round grade. But we'll see where we go after that. We have Iowa State and Kansas. Which one came first? Kansas with 3 total tackles. And then Iowa State, he has 1.5 sacks, 1.5 tackles for loss. Okay. So we're going to get some more sack reduction when it comes to the final game we're going to watch. All right. So versus Kansas. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. I love to see it. Get through these real quick. Ooh, lagged a little bit being there. Damn, I didn't even know where the fuck the ball went. Oh, it's a speed option left. I don't like that his eyes came to the running back, coming to his hole late either. I didn't know where the ball was because it took me a second, but he was even reacting to the fake ball carrier. Oh, that's why it's only 6. Oh, never mind. They are doing wide. I don't know why the hell it's the short. Nice swim. Good power. Great use of hands there. And then a second reset. And this is against a tackle who's going to be taller, giving up leverage and lighter on his feet. Yeah. Push, pull, swim. That's just whoa. Textbook right there. And then power rush afterwards. I do think he's probably a better pass rusher right now than he is a run blocker or run stopper. All right, well, that means nothing to, I guess I'll watch just for get off, maybe. Which is good, I knew it would be. It was a wasted play, and there's only 6 minutes and 30 seconds of film. There you go. Now so I don't know if it's because it's earlier in the game or what, but there was some more motor than we saw against Bama. Nice get off, rips through, double teamed. It's not like I said, not the fastest, but he's definitely bursty. Give him that. He's not going to run down a guy like how Jordan Davis clocked that insane time this past season. Oof. That was okay. Regardless of the jumping off sides there, that was still a good core, some good core strength he showed off. Nice hands, core strength, even kind of disregard that block from the right tackle. And he gets held a little bit. I like it. It's definitely something I didn't see when it came to the Alabama game. Now it's against Kansas, so you got to take it with a grain of salt, especially when he got bullied by Alabama with that. That came to those same scenarios. And then we see a play like this where he gets pushed back by a double team, which these guys are going to win double teams every time. But yeah, versus a center and a guard, I think he'd probably be better if it was against a guard and a tackle. Oh, damn. Whoever the fuck, I don't know, those guard or the center just got flat backed. I really like his leg drive, specifically when he's rushing. He gets 2 guys to fall. The guard and both guards are on him. And this guy falls first, and then that guy falls along with him. That's how many rushers we have this time? 4? I mean, that's why this one's coming free. Took out 2 of them. I also think it was a naked boot to the fucking blitz side, so it didn't really help the quarterback at all, but again, nice power in the hands, especially moving laterally. He's still even able to get pushed and doesn't get beat to the outside. Good lateral movement. However, he's chasing the fake instead of the quarterback, which, I mean, I don't blame him. As these guys are. He was play side anyway, so he has to play that first. So not going to knock him for that. Overall, solid play. Hand power, lateral movement. I'd rather he do that and respect like his run lane than or go just to rush the passer that they get him next time on the same play. Another double team from the two interior guys that is more capable of moving him. Fights through, still gets the when the center leaves, he's able to keep the extension on the guard there, make the tackle. Oh yeah, so even later down the field after getting pushed back, he doesn't just give up on the play. He keeps his hands active, keeps his eyes in the backfield, makes that play. So again, another thing I didn't really see from him in the Alabama game. Nice. Let's get the tight angle. If we could. He's pushing his own guy. He's bullying both the guard or the center and his own guy. I mean, he does give up a little bit of gap responsibility there. Unless it was supposed to be a twist, which I think it was, with how aggressive he is to go inside. And the other guy just couldn't beat his man. Regardless, at the very least, you can just say about that play was that it was good power to fight through two blockers and his own guy to get some pressure up the middle. There we go. Stays low leverage. And then that's it. Some good get off. Gets hands on immediately. Gets low leverage to beat the double team. And he's able to. Jason beating QB1, baby. Man, his receivers have been let him down this game. He's been cooking. I really don't like that they play him at the nose. Like that's like he's holding up well when it comes to with these centers and these bigger blockers on the inside, which he should be able to. He's a D tackle, but like still, it pisses me off that they not let him be like uses to get off at all against the guards who are slower or be able to shoot a gap or something like that. They want him to continue playing head up on these bigger dudes. There you go, Scotty. Here's your boy dropping a dime. So I think this was the play they're trying to run earlier when he was bullying his own guy. Like collapse, you loop around. He also wins with the swim, so you got the double win up the interior there. I do like how active his hands are. It was another criticism I had during the Alabama game was like he wasn't activating his hands for a secondary pass rush move when he was first getting stopped up. Good eyes to find the ball late. This is a little knee drop thing to beat the double team. He's definitely having better core strength in this game against, I guess, lower competition than Kansas, but Kansas wasn't that terrible this year. That was a hold and a half. Holy shit. He would have beat that dude clean with the sidestep, rip, absolutely fucking front horse collared. I like when he is able to move laterally like that, which makes me excited for when he's hitting stunts and stuff like that. Like he went to like Jacksonville with Trayvon Walker, like just the stunt gods. I think, especially when he turns 3, we'll have the D line running drills at the combine. I think he's going to have a great first 10-yard in the 4-yard dash. All right, so that was against Kansas. We have a little bit to change up, I think, because I think this was definitely a better game for him than the Alabama game. Run defending, versatility, flexibility, I think that's all going to stay the same. I don't really think he's going to play one tech or his nose when it comes to the NFL like he is here. I do like his pass rush. I'm still high on that. The motor, he did show a little bit more of that here. And I don't like that he does it by dropping his knee like that and surrendering like his base and being on his feet to react. Him dropping his weight and understanding how to use leverage to beat those double teams does make me kind of optimistic for his ability to understand how to defend a run better when it comes to being double teamed and stuff like that. It's not going to work against pass rush, but he never really uses it in pass rush times anyway, so sounds good to me. We have entered first-round grade territory for Mr. Byron Murphy, and now we're going to see him actually get some sack production here. He's been showing really good pass rush capabilities these past 2 games, but not really having the production to go along with it. So we're finally going to get a sack and a half on this game. Isn't Tavondre Sweat also a Texas D tackle? Like, what is he? Is that him, number 93 right there? I guess it says Sweat. So, why would you put? Hold on. Just to pause. Tavondre Sweat just weighed in at 366. Why is he at fucking in the C gap, in the B gap, and you have your 308-pound, 6'1" D tackle over the center? Why wouldn't you use the guy who has the better mobility, explosiveness, and strength combination against the guard and maybe even the smaller tackle and have this giant dude sit in the middle of the defense and absorb all the contact and let him work without being double-teamed every play? Like, it literally reminds me of when Ed Oliver was at Houston. This is pissing me off why Texas did this. Oh, Jesus. Current grade after that second game. After the first game, it was an 82 because it wasn't his best game. Right now, we're up to an 85 with my current grade after that second game, which is higher up on the first round spectrum. Again, absolutely just bullies centers. Like, first it was I don't think there's been a center yet that's been able to handle him one-on-one. So we finally actually get him in like a 3-tech or like a 3-eye. It's a little too wide of a set. Tavondre Sweat 5-tech snap somewhere. That's insane. Oh my God, I can't wait to see that if that's the case. I hope it was just for like a crash in on a stun. But going back to wrong button. Back to this play, I think he shows good ability to get out of stance and win and get into this gap here, but he needs to rip through and replace a little tighter. He can't be so wide out because they're just running underneath him, and he gets in the way of this linebacker. Like him and the linebacker. The linebacker also doesn't fill the right hole, so, I mean, yeah. But still, he probably should have been able to make that play regardless of whether or not the linebacker was correct. Like, he beats that guard clean and goes a little too wide, whereas he has the strength and leg drive. I know that he could hug that and rip through the center of mass a little bit more and get behind and replace. I mean, the linebacker also was just fucking stupid, but that's why I got a little further done. I'm waiting for this Tavondre Sweat 5-tech grab. Nope, we're back to 3-tech for him and 1-tech for the smaller guy for some fucking reason. And they slid it away from the big guy. No. Well, he got his feet were on skates, it looked like, but at least he fought through it eventually to get back there and help with the tackle. Again, they're not double teaming the big guy. The big guy is trying to get cut, which is, this is a good play by Sweat, but he's the one getting double teamed. And while he uses leverage well to not get absolutely demolished here, like he could have done so much better if he was actually like in his proper positioning, which is here. If big prime example right here, he's in a 3-tech and is allowed to stun onto the offensive tackle and absolutely bullies him because he has the leverage because he's shorter and because he has the power in his upper body. Unless that was a tight end, he absolutely bitched around. Even then, I think he could still handle this tackle, but we'll see. Definitely wasn't a tight end. He's gone. Yeah, totally bitched that tackle. Perfect hand placement, power leg drive. Play him at 3-tech or 5-tech, and you'll be good. And when you have a nose tackle, don't fucking make him play nose tackle. Good hands, fights through the running back chip. I really do like him as a pass rusher here. Like, he's had better. Each game's gotten better when it comes to run defending, but each game I've been impressed with his pass rush sets. Like, nice hand setting, rips through, gets chipped, which allows him not to just beat this guard clean. Still wins with the rip through. Let's take the bend on that one. You can't hate that. It was Kansas State. They have different games. Was it also the All-22 or was it a broadcast? Because if they have Kansas State for Devondre Sweat, but they don't have Kansas State for Byron Murphy, I'm going to be kind of pissed. See, this is why I don't like the thing where he drops to his knee to get better leverage. Because then the other guy just comes over and blindsides him. He has no base to help protect him. And disregard that. Like, he's not bad when dealing with interior guys. Like, the double teams when it's the interior guys, as opposed to double teams with the tackle, he's getting blown back a little more often so, which is why you shouldn't play him at like 1-tech. But like, he's able to physically handle one-on-one these bigger guards and stuff. Like, he's 308. He's not going to be the size like Osiris Torrance, like 350. Like, but I have faith that he'd be able to handle him physically. Have on the center. Like, okay, so this is the only reason why I imagine you'd put him head up at the center as a D coordinator, is because he's just been absolutely, with the amount of get off he has, is combined with his strength as a pass rusher and just strength overall in his upper body. He's been bitching every single center he's been going up against. Like, this one he's beating with just get off in a rip through, but he's been doing this consistently even against like Alabama's center, who's now the current Ohio State center. Like, he's still like destroying these guys. So that's the only reason why I'd see you put him at the 1-tech or on the nose. But you would only do that in obvious passing down situations where these guys are putting that over the nose in like fucking first downs. Like, this is 1st and 10. I'm pretty sure he's in the 1-tech right now. No, they lucked out because it was a passing down, and he finally gets a sack on tape. We get to finally see him get a sack on tape. But like that made no fucking sense. Yeah, he's in a fucking one eye. That one was just the quarterback being stupid. I can't even give him the credit for that sack because like he's getting some push with this guard, but the way he places his hands leaves him open for this like throwdown. Like he's losing leverage, but the quarterback just runs right into him. It's good motor, I guess. But that wasn't even like it's funny how he's had some really spectacular pass rush reps, but the one we finally get a recorded sack on is one he gets totally. It's not even because he won it; it's because the quarterback fucked up. Again, what was the down and distance? I'm pretty sure this is a brand new drive. If he's in the fucking nose on 1st and 10 on a brand new drive inside the 20, I'm gonna eat a shoe. It's like what is going through you're inside the 10. Why wouldn't they run the ball here? 1st and 10 on the 10 in the first quarter while Iowa State's up. This is a clear, like, they don't end up running it, but, like, this is like a running down situation. And you have this 300, like, around 300-pound D tackle playing the nose when you have a 366. I'm just getting frustrated. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to Sweat in the Alabama game. I was more amazed by how much fucking Byron Murphy was bitching Seth McLaughlin. It's fun. So beats the trap play. I mean, the guard does a good job recovering, but like, I feel like he would have ripped through that. He would have got the sack if that was more than just like a quick screen. People are talking about T'Vondre Sweat being like a first-round pick, right? I'm not crazy. I want to see the angle from wide again because this goes away from the ball too quickly. Yeah, he's got that guard. He's got that guard on the skates. Again, more good power. He has good power in the pass rush on top of being like quick and being able to burst upfield and having smart hands. I really do like him as a pass rusher. Again, nose, of course, at this point. Just get over it, I guess. He basically does a fucking split on that one. Ayo, we got the wife in the chat. Uh-oh. Shout out Scotty for sending over the 5-tech Alabama play on Twitter. I know you just texted me, but I'm not going to keep stopping to look at my phone. But I'm responding to your text on the stream. You're lucky I wasn't streaming this down on your desk. I decided to actually move my stuff up here when I wanted to do something like that, woman. Mhm. Again, nice swim move, nice use of hands. I would have liked because he's been killing the center all game with power to not have to go that way, but he beats him clean with this. The quick passing is I don't know if they're game playing around him specifically, but the quick passing is what's neutralizing his pass rushing effect right now. The only time he was able to get a sack was because the quarterback held it for longer. That was some nice hand usage and length. I like streaming this because I don't have to actually take notes. I can always, if I ever want to go back and hear, or instead of reading what I've had these people, I can always just watch it as I watch along with it. So I'm like voicing everything I'm saying. I would usually just be writing out on notes, or these are the notes I'd be taking. This is what I'm speaking, which maybe it'll be inconvenient if I need to pull up real quick to see like why I thought that or something like that. But I can always just transcribe this later if I really needed to. Doubt I will have to though. Shows better motor on that one. I do like his hand usage when he's working laterally, and he isn't like able to. He's not like sacrificing his core strength and stuff like that, or his arm strength when he's moving laterally instead of vertically. He still gets a little bit of push. Then you get plays like that though. He's getting doubled to the hell. Oh yeah, I didn't need to see the snap. Thanks, tight filmer. I can't repeat that one on the internet. Another interior double team where he gets totally bullied, even if he does his little knee thing. Again, I don't know why you're putting the 360-pound dude all the way out here. I mean, I guess they were doing like a more wide alignment, so it didn't really matter at that point. They could have doubled either way. Did I already miss the half sack? Because he has 1.5 sacks this game. I know we definitely saw the one. I feel like that was a better looking rep from the wide. Yeah, I definitely can tell he got more pressure from the wide thing than when the tight snaps away from the ball. Oh, come on. Don't die on me now, Wi-Fi. Oh, okay, there we go. We're back up to 4 viewers. Sweet. And I speak of the devil, I mentioned it and it goes back on 3. There's some more burst. I really do like his combination of like size. Like he's not small, like he's oversized, but he's definitely heavier, and he's definitely looks more built. But he still has that explosiveness. Like he beats that guy. Is the guard? He beats laterally, like across the face. Yeah, clean, blows up the puller. Looking at the play scheme, my guess is they're going to have him lead block through. Absolutely jams that up, frees up this safety. The linebacker can come in. Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice play. Like I said, his run defending has been getting better each game since the first one against Bama I watched. Which, that Bama, I don't know which game I've watched more now in this draft process, the Florida State LSU game or the Bama Texas game. I've watched that game, each of those games like 20 times. I watched both those games live too. Not just one watching the film. I'm glad it's not lagging. I don't know why the hell it was lagging when I tried doing this back in the summer. But the film would just be choppy. It might just be because I'm using StreamYard instead of OBS. Yeah, he doesn't really do much to split those double teams other than just keep running forward. It's not like, I don't know what else he could do besides like try to rip through it, I guess. Oh yeah, get those tackles up, big boy. Get that assisted tackle you totally earned. I love that wide receiver screenplay. Washington ran it a ton. Oh my god, my hair's crazy. Ooh, it was risky too. Sweat almost got it. Maybe if you could jump more than 5 inches at the floor, you'd be able to get it. I don't know why I'm bullying him. I haven't watched him yet. I can't hate him. Another good pressure. That's like his third or fourth pressure of the game. Again, from the center, nose tackles. Yeah, if they were just doing straight dropbacks, like a pro style scheme, without the quick throws, like straight dropbacks with some more deep reads, he'd be killing this quarterback. It's like every time he gets a pressure, the ball's out quick on a screen or a slant, or they have stuff like that where he's rolling away from his play side. Like they have to move the pocket away from him. I don't know who I'm going to do next now, though. I might, because I don't know how much time I have. Well, no, I don't have to leave until like 1:50. Do is use the bathroom after this, though. Probably update Tommy Eichenberg. Nice use of hands. Good burst and lateral movement. Again, it's hard to get a pass rush later in the down from D tackle. If you're not totally pinned in going there and you have to play the run first, it's really hard to get any kind of pressure or like sack production from that. Oh, I'm going to do a tight end next. I do like doing tight ends. That's what she said. Or that's what he said? That's what he said. Nice get off. Sweat can't get around it. He kind of gets pinged back into him. Sweat does his job. I don't know why I'm talking about Sweat when it's not his eval. I feel like the get off maybe needs to hold up a little better when it comes to core strength. That's kind of a consistent issue, though. Especially when he's trying to move upfield vertically like that. And then he had, oh my God. He killed that guard. Or is it the center? He is the man who kills centers. Bet you it was the center. Nope, it was the guard. Okay. Oh, no. It was the center. Yeah, centers cannot handle him at all. Absolutely gets bullied. There's the half sack I was looking for. And the bull rush, the actual traditional bull rush, I was looking to see if he would pull out because I thought he had it in him with the leg drive and hand power he has. And technically the leverage because he's probably going to be shorter than most guards in the league. So I think I would definitely maybe try him out at nose on like third and longs, obvious passing down, stuff like that, because he's been able to dominate 3 straight games of just centers on varying levels of competition. Iowa State usually has some good offensive linemen. Kansas, not so much. And Alabama is Alabama by every single game. And it probably is because he's just got such good get off combined with that power, and the center's got to worry about snapping it and then getting out of his stance first. But all right, let's get the final grade. I don't think I can move his pass rush moves up any higher than I already have it, which is at an 8.5 out of 10, because I don't think he's able to activate that secondary move as quickly as I'd like to when he first gets stopped up. He doesn't have he has the bull rush, he has the rip through, he has the club and swim, he can just fight through blocks and stuff like that. He tried to spin in the Kansas game, which worked out. Or no, it was this game. He did the spin to the open space and got the pressure. All right, fine. I'll move it up to a 9. The 1 point off is just because I don't think he activates his hands enough. He needs to develop more quick twitch secondary moves, so that activate it more quickly. The motor has been getting better, steadily better. It might have just been that it was because it was the week 2 game, week 3 game that he wasn't as consistently going in the Alabama game. I'll give his versatility a bit of a bump there. And I think I like that grade. I think we're gonna stick with that. I also like no. Yeah, we'll give his letter. We'll leave his letter mobility there. So final grade, which is going to be going on the big board, and I'm probably not going to do my little blurb right up just because I have it right here. I'm going to vocalize my thoughts of him as a player right now. I have him as an 87 grade, which ties him with Rome Odunze. I'd personally probably take him over Odunze as a player overall, which leaves him at 11th on my board. So Murphy, second, Byron. From Texas, combine official measurement 6'1", 308, and an 87 grade, which is just below a top 10 grade for me. I do. What I like about him is I know he's only 308. Have fun at magic class, Scotty. Despite being 308 and 6'1", he's very rocked up, like he's built solid, has the power despite not having the weight behind it. And especially with the get off and the use of his hands, he's able to maximize that, even being a smaller guy. So I don't think his size is really going to hold him back in the NFL. Especially if you don't use him as a one tech or a nose consistent like they did here in Texas. I really do like his pass rushing. I think that's beyond whereas run defending is right now as a player entering the league. So you might draft him if you already have like an established 1 tech and a 3 tech, like the situation the Bills have. I doubt he's going to last that long. And have him rotate in on more obvious passing downs as he gets more used and progresses better as a run defender, which we did see he was able to do during his time throughout this season, because we did these games in chronological order. As the games got older in the season, he got better as a run defender. So maybe that would be a thing you do as you slowly bring him along in the NFL, is by letting him be like not an early down run defender at the beginning of the season. By the end, he's playing all 3 downs. But you have to be a team that's more heavily reliant on rotation for that. Overall, I do think he could handle the run defense in the NFL right away, but it probably won't be like his strength. His strength will come in the pass rush, especially like impacting when he's rushing one-on-one with a guard or even a center if you reduce him down inside on an obvious passing down. So yeah, I'm excited because at from 3 to 8, they're doing their combine testing for the D line. I'll definitely be watching. I think he's going to have a great 10-yard, 40-yard dash split. Just because of the explosiveness and twitchiness. The 3-cone should be great, and I'm excited to see what he's got there. So I think I justified having him as high up as I did. So there you go. 11th overall player on my board now, Byron Murphy, the second from Texas. And in the meantime, I have to run to the bathroom, so we're going to, I don't know, what should we put up to be my waiting screen? Maybe we'll do this. Here, we'll put this up as our little wait screen. And we're back. Oh, shit. We gotta fix that. Got a little hungry, so I had to make myself a quick protein shake. Which, don't tell my wife, there's still some more strawberries for. All right. Let's do a tight end. I can update my linebacker grade. What's his name? Eichenberg, Tommy. Later. Do I want to do another Texas player, Jatavion Sanders? Not really. Well, let's see. Who we got? What kind of options we got here? Could do Cade Stover. Could do Ben Sinnott. Could do Jack Westover, my boy. So far, I've done Jaheim Bell, Brock Bowers, and Dallin Holker. Ooh, let's do Eric All from Iowa. Let's watch some good old-fashioned Iowa offensive tape. Is he actually coming out this year, though, is the question? I'm pretty sure they have it updated now. Remove the ones that aren't. Which sucks, though, is we only have the one game versus Penn State, so we might have to watch a little bit of broadcast, which isn't too hard to find with Iowa, because Iowa usually gets some uploads. Let's see here. Iowa versus Iowa State defense. Well, hold on. Let me look up his stats so I know which games I should probably look for. Try to get the full discography, whether both their worst games and their best games, to see them as fully as who they are as a player. Oh, formerly of Michigan. It's nice to know. I got a 5-year senior. Was at Michigan for 4 years. Went to Iowa for only 1. He had 437 as junior. Oh, that's why he's a redshirt. His last year at Michigan, he only had 3 games with 3 receptions for 36 yards. So I'm assuming he got hurt. Looks like it anyway. Probably have to do some more research into him. This seems like a lot for a quick tight end I want to do in like under an hour. Oh, maybe we'll do Eric All different time. Let's see. Let's do. Oh, there's also Devin Colpin from Washington. Could do Isaac Rex from LSU, from TCU, LSU, fucking BYU. No one's really catching my eye. Let's do Isaac Rex from BYU. Nope, just got 2020 tape. God damn it! Why aren't they updating all the all 22 faster? Damn it! I don't want to do Jatavion Sanders right now. Let's do Jack Westover. All right, there we go. We got 3 games. Perfect number. Michigan, Michigan State, and Cal. Which is weird because they definitely have more Washington games than that on here. Jack Westover. Or should I just do Tommy Eichenberg with the time crunch? Yeah, I think that's probably the best move here, just so that way I can not run the risk of being late to class. All right, Tommy. I have him as a high second round grade right now. I watched his game with Notre Dame and Penn State, but let's See what else they got here. I don't know if those were the all 22s either, though. They probably were. Tommy Eichenberg. They're in Penn State. Yeah, those are the only 2023 games that were on here. So I had to have watched them. Oh, they don't have an updated. Let's just watch a broadcast game then. Ohio State defense. Let's see who against. Notre Dame 2023 I watched. Penn State 2023 I watched. We can do Maryland. That's it. That's all they got. They don't have anything else. All right, I guess we're doing Maryland. Let's see what his stats are like against Maryland. You are not a looker, are you? I think I'm not grading him on his attractiveness. Maryland, 13 total tackles. All right. Let's take a look. Share this tab instead.
Tagovailoa.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. What the fuck did I just say? I just blessed myself. Also, that kind of hurt. What number is he? He's number 35. 35, here we go. Linebacker. Let's get this bad boy full screen. He's the white guy.
Tagovailoa rolls out of the pocket, throws on the move, and he has a man.
Not a big fan of his range there. I get he's like watching the quarterback, making sure he doesn't outrun that angle in case he tries to cut it back up. Even though he already kind of did, but he has the D tackle up in the inside.
Out of the pocket, throws on the
even at this point,
move, and he has a man.
I don't know if he really that tackle the corner was
out of the shotgun, and they'll hand it off. This time, the yard line, out of the shotgun, and they'll hand it off. This time,
but can't.
It's Deiches.
Well, really, that tackle was
the ball in his hands. First down and 10 at the 15-yard line. They'll hand it off straight ahead. Second down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Tagovailoa looking, goes through his progressions in the end zone. Oh, what a watch as Prather. First of all, Talib's got a ton of time. Great job up front. But watch as Prather,
if it wasn't, it turned into it.
And he gets the right arm kind of drugged down.
That was me right there.
On first down, Tagovailoa in trouble, elusive, and he'll just throw this one out of bounds. Ruling that number 0, Tyrese Chambers.
Because I don't really remember much of that. I did his eval back in the fall. I liked his use of his hands. His run defending overall. His ability to physically handle offensive linemen. But he is a bit raw when it comes to pass coverage. Yeah, he's mentally not there in coverage or physically, really. No, actually, I don't think I hate his pass coverage too much as I originally thought. I kind of want to watch that Penn State one again because or just want to see this one play I'm thinking about, or that I wrote about. It'd be good to check it out. We'll do it after this because I want to see this one play. I have it written down that he carries a slot receiver up the seam. And if one of the questions is that if he can't athletically hang in pass coverage, then that might be
was that guy. Watch as Talia gets out there, outside of the pocket. Ball goes behind the line.
Tagovailoa over the middle, and it's caught.
So this play,
Tagovailoa.
It's looking like it's going to be cover 3, which means he has this hook zone here. But he's playing out the QB's eye, so he stops rotating this way, where he has the inside help, or he has the outside help to come back over here. Or was it cover 3?
Ball goes behind the line.
Coverage, because the fuck?
Tagovailoa.
It looks
over the middle, and it's caught.
Cover 1 man with a QB spy.
Tagovailoa. Over the middle, and it's caught close.
Maybe that was what it was.
And they'll hand it off, looking for the first. Close. And they'll hand it off, looking for the first down, and it's Littleton.
From this defensive side, Tommy Chambers, 35. He kind of runs himself up into the line of scrimmage and not in the right gap because he's not earlier.
First and 10 at the 35, and they'll hand it off.
All right, I like that tackle. I've seen him boost tackle stats a little bit with some assisted tackles, but that was a nice one.
Earlier this year.
Fighting through. So he's up here.
First and 10 at the 35, and
fights off. I think this is a
not in the right gap because he's not earlier this year.
First and 10 at the 35,
and through this guy to make the tackle.
First down, running straight ahead is offensive coordinator for Nick Saban. And they'll throw it up the sideline. Incomplete. Tagovailoa facing a 3rd and 7. Drops it off. Far side. Caught. Wide receivers, and they're going to pick.
Was his responsibility
for the wide receiver.
They just had to have a crosser.
And they do a great job of getting him free and in some space.
And this time
in this game, so he certainly has good memories from that day.
On 2nd down and 7.
That was a good play. He fights through basically being fucking
on 2nd down and 7,
choked out by that fullback
yard line
to stand in there and
on 2nd down and 7. Littleton yard line, and they'll hand it off on 3rd and 6, looking for the yard line.
Eyes on that one. So I think it was the mix of the quarterback and the motion that got him going right.
And they'll hand it off on 3rd and 6, looking for the first down. They won't get it.
Here is that you're going to get probably a 4th down attempt from their offense. That's what the 3rd down run play suggests. And they'll bring in a different
4th down and 1.
In the flat, kind of
Edwards runs it. Looking for the first down. Edwards not
good eyes.
He comes screaming down from that left side of the defense, takes on the tight end, runs right through him, and gets to the waist of the quarterback.
First and 10 at the 37. Tagovailoa, and he'll just dump this 37.
37. A little hard in that play action.
Tagovailoa, and he'll
quarterback rhythm.
First and 10 at the 37.
But was it a blitz? Because they kind of started moving pre-snap.
Tagovailoa, and he'll just dump this 37.
I don't know.
Tagovailoa guns it underneath.
Well, it's not a perfect tackle.
Guns it,
and you don't like he's not able to squeeze on that route.
Tagovailoa guns it underneath his tight end. How? Tagovailoa hands it off, and a first down, Maryland.
Well, you're trying to get Ohio State.
I'm not vibing with them as much as I did earlier, apparently.
Proctor, 41, and he's just a hair late.
Maybe it's just this game.
And it's Littleton again, slicing it in 3. Another run, and another first down. It's of the first quarter. Out of the pistol formation, play action. Tagovailoa steps up, goes deep in the end zone.
Another one of these linebackers, which is kind of common, where like they're just locked on the quarterback's eyes and they're not getting their head around and look for any kind of open route that could be around them at all. See as the quarterback starts moving, it's just like,
play action.
Zoned in.
Tagovailoa steps up, goes deep in the end zone.
You could have noticed that there was no one behind him. He could have came up and attacked the quarterback.
And they'll hand it off. Hemby breaks it back. And they'll hand it off. Hemby.
And I guess you got to respect Tully's legs.
They don't get it here.
Third down and 2 at the 32.
Tagovailoa
really up the sideline, back shoulder, caught inside. Antoine Littleton, the pistol back. They give it to him straight ahead. He'll get inside the 5. Second down and goal at the 3. Tagovailoa back in the 32. Tagovailoa sprinting, trying to turn the corner, and great pursuit.
Oh, he's so lucky that they kept that edge there. He was so slow on this.
Tagovailoa.
They had numbers over here. He's the 4th guy back.
Sprinting, trying to turn the corner, and great pursuit by that Ohio round. And 10 at the 14-yard line. They hand the football up.
Good block, dodge, and tackle.
In that community, and then getting to the point where they're playing such great football.
Another one.
As a team that should.
Tagovailoa underneath. Intercepted Ohio State. Down the sideline.
Side block, but first, how about Proctor? Watch him read the eyes of the quarterback. He steps in front of that ball thrown to Tyrese Chambers, and then on his way in to play this
position. Can't really take much out of that.
First down and 10 of the 25.
Play curl zone, and then
Tagovailoa guns it. Philosophy defensively for the Buckeyes this year. We'll get to that in a moment. Meanwhile, TT, the 37. Straight ahead. Nothing doing.
Another good play where he's fighting through a block by a tight end and makes tackle.
Tagovailoa, that ball.
I do like his run defending. I'll give him that. He's getting back on the flow of things.
For Ohio State this year. Here's the screen.
Defense watches this defense is going to flow over to their left side as they're trying to get this screen. Up front, Ty Hamilton.
Probably Shelley. Here's a handoff.
Another good play where he gets hands on the lineman and stretching him out.
Tagovailoa in trouble. Tagovailoa, and he's.
There's a great rush from Tuimoloau out from the top side, even though he's just not blocked. And you can't.
Tagovailoa over the middle.
Again, another play where if he was more natural when it comes to pass coverage or a better athlete, explosive-wise, he goes down that a little better.
Little seam routes right here.
Here's Tagovailoa. First down, Maryland.
Pass coverage.
They'll get a little extra as Deshaun's first down. Tagovailoa fires a deep ball, and it is Tagovailoa to the sideline and out of bounds. Talia Tagovailoa steps up in the pocket, wants to run it, throws it up in the air, incomplete. Tagovailoa over the middle, first down, caught by Ty Felton, turns it up. First down at the 33. TT up in the air, in out of timeouts. Tagovailoa off his back foot.
Nice take on the running back there. It doesn't really get a move, but, so he gets stopped up a little bit.
On third and 10.
Handled by him.
Tagovailoa
by the running back, so
to the sideline.
Can't say much.
He'll get a little bit. Rain coming down now. Tagovailoa looking over the middle. Dangerous play. So
this one was just making me realize how much fun that Byron Murphy film was to watch.
They'll run it on first down. Hemby with a huge
down on the front side, pull the lineman around. That's what's been successful.
That's a gain of 17 on the play. This down and 10 at the 42. Here's Tagovailoa over the middle, and he throws a strike.
Did he just get pulled out of his zone?
And hold on to the ball.
Yeah, okay, well, look at Gus, because watch his instincts. Watch as Felton comes across and then kind of
no, this guy dropped too deep.
Settles across the middle. Gus, because watch his instincts. Watch his Felton.
Because he's got back there. He's here. There's a bunch of shallow zones.
comes across and then kind of settles across the middle.
I don't
See
know.
how
Maybe they can hurt pass it off, but didn't look like that was
7 receptions. And this a handoff to Hemby. Jenny Taft on the sideline, 2nd and 7 at the 43. And here's Tagovailoa slides down.
Getting the linebackers blocked. Watch this pulling tackle. You're going to get a great look.
Yeah, he's been biting on these play fakes.
Andre Roy,
like,
who comes up,
because
gets a little far for the Turks.
3rd down and 1. They'll give it to Littleton looking for the first down, and he has it.
And a scrimmage in this game.
He's specifically the one to tell, like, hey,
Ohio
make sure
State
you
33, Tagovailoa back shoulder, caught inside State 10 for Maryland. Here comes a blitz. They hand it off. Littleton, stutter steps around the corners in the backfield. They hand it off.
I want to keep
caught inside State 10 for Maryland. Here comes a blitz.
Nice ability to shoot the gap and
Littleton,
follow the puller, but then just stops following the puller. Did he also get caught on the quarterback again? Is that what happened?
Inside State 10 for Maryland. Here comes a blitz.
He shoots the gap. He has the running back dead to rights. You just got to flatten out and get towards the sideline because you see he's going that way.
Blitz. They hand it off. Littleton,
stutter
steps around the corners in the backfield. Tagovailoa steps up in the pocket, wants to run, cuts it back. Touchdown
by Tagovailoa. Watch as he breaks contain. So as he comes up in the pocket, he's going to go left to fake steal Chambers before he comes back to his right. Right there, boom. And then he's able to come back right.
18 for Maryland. Tagovailoa over the middle for Maryland.
Him, because you got to know that you got a guy on the outside zone here. He's going to be running into him. You got to stay here.
Tagovailoa.
So he bites on this fucking drag when he could have been on the guy who eventually hits the ball.
Over the middle. Caught. Prayed.
He processes quickly, and the ball arrives on time.
Here's a handoff. Hemby crosses the line of scrimmage. 31.
Well, if you can't say something about him, you can fight through.
Steps up in the pocket. Drops it off. Woo!
Oh, shit.
Steps up in the pocket. Drops it off. Woo! Empty backfield. Tagovailoa bounces out of the pocket.
Okay.
Turns.
Oh, you missed the fucking tackle.
Up the first down.
God damn it.
The 43.
He played that perfect. He took away the quick throw over the middle, which he saw the guy's eyes going towards. Now, we're not going to worry about that part. So he sees this start scrambling. He's the backside linebacker. So he has guys play side who are taking away the coverage here. So that's when you start squeezing to make sure the quarterback doesn't have room to roll out and throw it.
Bounces out of the
pocket. Does that well, shows some speed and burst, closes in, has him dead to rights. It's a smaller guy. You should be able to just wrap him up, take him down.
Keeps running, picks up the first down and 10 at the 43. Play fake. Tagovailoa throws it up the sideline.
I want to like it. Please, you're so good at defending the run. I watched so many of these smaller athletic linebackers, like Owen Capo or whatever his name was.
Scrambling.
From Auburn last year.
That one deflected.
Couldn't do anything that he's doing right now.
Remember these crossing routes earlier, and then they got the big conversion?
Just like, I don't know,
well, they try to run it again, but Ohio State adjusts and just runs zone coverage. You can't cross them up at that point. They all stop.
The 43. Can the Buckeyes get off the field? Tagovailoa under pressure. Tagovailoa turns the corner. Lets it go. Intercepted.
Well, that's a play I would have loved to see.
Ransom.
All 22 on. I'm sure we'll get a replay where it shows more of the field. Or not.
Kobe McDonald in at running back. Play fake. Talia scrambles out of the pocket, turns it up, and Tagovailoa
first down.
God, that was really slow. What? Because you start your at midfield, right?
Back, play fake.
He's on the
Talia
field.
Scrambles out of the pocket, turns it up, and Tagovailoa
first down.
Well, he wasn't even close to catching him at the sticks.
At the 35. He'll drop it down. Howard.
But I think I like his burst downfield, like where he's getting upfield.
Tagovailoa hands it off, and it's McDonald trying to break it back.
I think the sideline, he's kind of on the slower side.
Tagovailoa under pressure.
It's weird because his brother was a good athlete for tackle.
Styles right here. Watch Sonny Styles. He just baits him, and then comes on a little delay blitz from his original alignment, so it's a chance to find their footing.
First down at the 25,
and
their footing.
First down at the 25, and
Does a good job not over
into
pursuing.
a position to get off the field on third.
2nd down and 7 at the 28.
He's got good eyes when it comes to finding the running back through
trying
like
to
the
get
muck.
outside.
Coverage
Getting to the
right
runner.
here for a little hook route.
3rd down and 5. They'll run it. Looking for the first down is Littleton. And down and 3 at the 32. They'll hand it off. Littleton, nothing doing.
Puller. So watch as the lineman is going to pull around this way. And what does JT Tuimoloau do? He just follows him right in his back hip pocket. Doesn't make the play, but he slows him up. And then everybody.
Tagovailoa. That one sails high.
And that's what you've got to be thinking.
2nd down and 10. And a sack. Great.
Beautiful job. Watch how he's going to swim and get himself right into the face of the quarterback. Good hands right at the line of scrimmage. Slaps down with his left hand, swims.
Tagovailoa steps up in the pocket. Buys time, wants to run it, and will be knocked.
Ohio State. Then Michigan will face both of these teams in November. And here, what everyone expects. You know, it's not just, hey, man, I hope we have a good year. It's like we expect to go to the Big Ten. That's what the best at the top. They've got 3 of the top 5 teams in the country, 3 of the best defenses in the country. I'd say that.
Yeah, it probably was. All right. So, updating Tommy Eichenberg. That wasn't too fun. I think I have to punish his pass coverage more than I did originally. I think that was my issue. Was he like? I gave him too much benefit of the doubt. Ooh, range of 9. I don't think so. Yeah. Let's see. 75.5 will make him 1. Yeah, no, that was rough. I think what happened when I gave him his grade before was I was giving him too much leeway on what I was grading. So like it was like, oh, he's not good at this, so I'll give him like a 6 out of 10 instead of like what he truly was more like a 3 out of 10. I was being too nice on the grades. Probably less than Tyler Davis. That makes more sense now, because like Scotty, the guy who was in the chat earlier, oh shit, was like, "Oh, what's your grade on him?" And it was like 11 points lower than mine. I'm like, "Whoa!" But all right, I'm hungry. I have to leave for class in half an hour, so we're gonna cut this stream short here. Thanks for everybody who showed out. I don't know if I'm actually gonna use the part I used earlier where I did like my rant about Brian Thomas Jr. to Bills at 28, but I might end up making that video anyway, but we'll see. Other than that, yeah, I don't know.